I guess I can try to send out at least a couple of things since you're doing the Discord portion of it. Oh, it actually went right to live this time. That's funny. Normally doesn't do that.
What? I'm coming to get you right now. Or you should have called me the second that happened. I would have had Dad come get you. I'm gonna have Dad come get you right now. Are you sure? Is that black lady by the bus stop right now? Is that her? Yeah. I know, but I want you to do me a favor. I want you to grab the cheapest bottle of cold water that you can find, pick it up, and I want you to give that to her as you pass by and tell her who you are. Tell her that you're my boyfriend and that, I don't know, I asked her to do that, and then, you know what I mean? Just so, don't say it that, like, oh, my girlfriend wants you to wash my ass. But, like, that way, she knows who you are.
Yes, sir, Mammery. We're about to get this up and going here in a few more minutes. Just making sure I get the links out to my Facebook groups. Make sure you get them out to Discord. I don't know if you heard me say that, but that way I'll just have to, post it on my Facebooks, and then we can start up here in a few minutes. I'm only going to do like one more of these groups because I am in way too many. I don't think they do much for my actual view count anyway, so in Discord, I need to get back to the call here. Ongoing call. Okay. Now we can start this up. Okay, so today, guys, on the podcast, we'll be having one of the most genuine members of the community joining us, known as Mammery 51. Obviously, he commented in chat, as you guys can see on the screen, once you join the stream. However, he will be my guest, and he is simply in chat to make sure I don't miss any raids or anything like that. Also, so that if you guys ask him any questions, he can answer them directly instead of me having to relay them to him. But without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome Mammery to the podcast.
Hey, Couch and chat, how are you all doing? Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have had you on here, as well as us actually being able to find the time to do it. Obviously, we had a little slip-up last week, as most people who will be joining us later will probably know. However, we have worked that out, and thankfully we can bring people some entertainment today, hopefully, and learn a little bit more about the man behind the screen.
Not to interrupt you, shout out to you, K-Couch, for getting it together, getting this thing together, dealing with me. Shout out to you, my brother, for real. I mean, I'm impressed. I learned from you, and shout out to you for getting this together. And I'm so excited. I didn't mean to interrupt, but you be showing so much, showing so much love. It's time we show you some love.
I appreciate that. So, obviously, if people don't know the situation really, Mammery and I tried to pull this off last week. A lot of conflicting scheduling matters happened, and then they basically had to be canceled. Him and I had since talked it out within a few days from that, and we had decided to reset it up for today. Obviously, it's working out now. And first off, obviously, you're pretty well known, much like I am, around this community for several acts of generosity in different ways. the first question I'm going to ask you isn't one I actually brought up during the pre-thing we were doing. Obviously, I made the group, the foundation, made up of all the most supportive members of the community. Are there any names that you find that are shocking that aren't in there that you think I should look into maybe adding into the group as well?
Yeah, I think there are. To me, I think, and this is one person who I think he belongs in every group. That's Drunken Master D, and I love the guy. And I'm one person. I just don't see like any beefs. I don't really see it until people mention it.
Yeah.
So if there's any conflict in between the group, in between the foundation, like, hey, this member may not get along with one of the members, I don't know that, so I don't mean to offend anybody, but Drunken Master D is an individual who is a small streamer, and I don't think he gets enough recognition, and may I just state why I'm saying this other than his specific streams. It's he's done a lot in his life. There came a time where, and I can relate to this gentleman, he fell asleep. I remember seeing him, I hope he doesn't mind me telling this story. I remember seeing him, he fell asleep on stream. And I've done the same thing.
What's up, Savage Coyote? Welcome to the stream. Savage, you know Mammery, right? Sorry to interrupt you, but I gotta make sure I welcome people to the chat.
What's good with you, boy? What's good with you, fam?
Okay, but yeah, I actually remember exactly the thing you're about to talk about when he had that stream and he fell asleep during it. I specifically remember that around that time I was making the Wolfpack Awards. It was, I think, the first time I was doing them. And he had his own category of just people who fell asleep on stream, and he was just every single option. And I had to throw in at least a couple joke categories. But, that was one of them. And I still have him, like, in that spot. And then I'm waiting for somebody else to fall asleep on stream when it's not planned, so I can actually have more than one option.
Well, here's the thing. The thing about that is it sucks, man, because I've done it. I fell asleep on stream, and it's like, people don't see. It's like streaming is a what have you done for me lately type thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could have streamed 13 hours, and people see, like, you falling asleep. And since then, like, since that time, Drunken Master D has grabbed life by the balls and changed it. It has lost weight, and he's killing it on stream. And he's such a supportive gentleman, a wonderful soul, and I've kind of been down where you've been, when you fall asleep on stream. It's not a good look.
Yeah, definitely.
He is nowhere near that now, but to see his fall to his rise, to be able to, I think this is what makes Twitch such a beautiful and wonderful thing, is you can see people changing, maybe for the better or for the worse, it depends on your own values, but this gentleman is changing and inspiring, like we all see, but just to see it like he's done it so fast, I think he can contribute positively to any group he touches. I truly do.
Yeah, the one thing I was trying to do too when I was building the foundation, I was trying to make sure there wasn't too much like, okay, I don't want Colin Kaepernick. I was trying to make sure there wasn't too much like interlooping between like the foundation and the council, because obviously there's a lot of people in the council that are super supportive, but I was trying to make the foundation more like a slightly separate group, but kind of stand for the same thing as the council does. The way I viewed it and the way I came up with this name is, you've obviously been in Fendler's chat, I'm sure, multiple times.
He's my favorite streamer. What do you mean?
He mentions how many like people make up like the foundation of the community, and that's where I kind of got the name from, so credit to him for that. I think everyone that's in that group is part of the foundation that built up the community to where it is, that then allowed all these big streamers in the council to get together. And I feel like both groups have slightly different goals in mind. Like, sound? Hold on one second. Let me figure out what's going on.
I can hear you in Discord. I can't hear the stream.
Well, I'm in here and the mic's picking up me and you, so...
There we go.
Not sure why it does that. It just randomly cuts out audio, and it's kind of annoying. Ninad25. Yeah, I'm not quite sure
That's my baby.
why you do that, why it does that, but it randomly just does that at least once a stream where no one can hear me. And as soon as I go to the settings, it's just gone already, so I have no idea what the situation could be that would cause it to do that. So that's kind of one annoyance of streaming sometimes, is technical difficulties. And obviously
Technical difficulties are going to ruin my life.
because like I have it all like kind of already somewhat figured out, and then it's like I can't hear when it goes out because obviously I'm not paying direct attention.
It's completely out of your hands, so like all we can do is rock with what we got.
Okay, so I hope that they actually heard everything you said before, because it would kind of suck if there was no sound that entire time. Either way, though, I'll probably rewatch it and make sure that the entire first part was still there. If it's not, then I'll just have to cut that part out during the when I post it up on YouTube, unfortunately. But either way, trade just happened again. Melvin Gordon for Noah Fant. I told you on the phone, then tried on the TV, but yeah, there was no sound, but you guys are good now. There was no sound that entire time, though? If there wasn't, then, at least we weren't really that deep into anything. We're just talking about
that's what I was thinking, like, at least we're not, 2 hours in, or, an hour in.
Yeah, plus it's 16 minutes. It's not going to be that bad, especially since we're probably going to go for about 2 hours, so it's probably still going to be a pretty lengthy thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went ahead, traded Melvin Gordon, and who I got for him was Noah Fant, obviously. And so with that, we're going to get rid of Eric Ebron now.
Ebron's my boy now.
So there was sound in the beginning. It's probably just cut off for a couple minutes or so we're probably good. Hey, McClure, how you doing, man?
McClure!
I'm going to go ahead and trade away Eric Ebron, because who the hell wants that old guy that can't catch? Okay, Broncos, I'm not going to trade with you again because I already robbed you of 4 of your players, so we're good. Cowboys, don't want to help them at all because they're the Cowboys.
Can I reiterate something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So one of the questions that was asked was K Couch is the leader of the foundation, the head of the foundation, and was recruiting members. And one of the questions asked was, who is not in there, who would you want to bring in?
Yeah.
And my answer was Drunken Master D. And I just, not to go in the whole entire story, but just I can relate to so many things that I saw he himself go through. I don't know if that's proper English, but he took his IRL troubles, streaming troubles, and grabbed them by the balls and took complete control of it, and we all got to witness a rise. And I think I think it's a matter of time before whatever game he wants to stream, he just brings so much love and positivity, in addition to that hard edge, that ability to adopt and adapt, but that hard edge, there's no, I don't know, it's just so, it's like out of a way of love and kindness, and it's just, he builds so many and inspires so many, and Chad, if you all know him, I think you can relate, and I think he's a wonderful person, so I just wanted to reiterate that, give him a shout out, because he's one person that has inspired me, K Couch is
yeah.
I feel like I'm getting a second chance at streaming here. So he's one of the people that have helped me in this second chance.
Yeah, I'd say he definitely helps a lot of people. So, like, I was thinking when it comes to, like, the foundation, like, obviously it's easy to say, like, oh, well, he's the leader of it, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't even call me that. I just call me the person who organized it.
Well, I did have a tough time. I mean, no, that's a great way to say it. I mean, it...
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to call me that, but I don't see anybody in there as the individual leader of everything. I just find us all kind of leaders in our own way, and that's why everyone's there, because we're all really good at helping others and just being as genuine and generous as we possibly can with people. And that's what the foundation's about: generosity, giving back, helping others, and hopefully growing their communities along with ours at the same time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the first scheduled question that I had for you. What originally got you into streaming? And I guess you kind of answered the second one when it came to coming back to streaming. So we're just going to go ahead and do the first part. What actually originally got you into streaming? Like, what made you decide that was the route you wanted to go?
There were a couple of things. One has to be the love and passion for Madden. And I was just thinking, like, I grew up like a... what were my first excuse me, my first Twitch experience? And like, I hate to say this, and I haven't said this on any podcast before, but I'm like a Gut Fox troll. So like, anytime anybody trolls me, like, if you've ever trolled Gut Fox, you better bring your shit. And he is, and it's respectful. Well,
yeah.
It was respectful, not like, but man, that's kind of what, like, so the passion of Madden, having fun with that, and I really started to watch Gut Fox and BG Fam, and I love their passion because I saw their passion, like, they were similar to me, except for they were just a million times better at the game. And then I got into watching more and more people, and I saw people, like, bringing in the personal factor and ability to touch one another emotionally on a one-on-one level versus a mass level, and to be able to do that simultaneously. Oh my gosh, I can't say that damn word, simultaneously. I'm just a small town West Virginia boy. Simultaneously. You guys know what I'm trying to say.
Simultaneously, yeah. Everyone knows what you're saying, though. It's not that hard to figure out.
But I found that fascinating. So there's two key ingredients, and not to make this a scientific thing, but to make it a scientific thing, because I was really thinking about this, because I answered this emotionally on Smee's podcast, but it's like an emotional thing to me that can't cause in, like, consistency. It can be like, a good reaction, but it's just not going to last. So what is it that lasts? And when I say Smee, he was a part of it, because I really had trouble one day, and he was able to help me in a sense that I really didn't. I really
Sorry about that.
didn't and couldn't ask for help.
Yeah.
Because I just wasn't in the right mind state, and we happened to connect and bond, and he, like, stopped his stream, and we chatted, and he helped me, and that created not only an emotional attachment to Twitch, but I think you have to live life when you have fallen so many times, and if you're not given up and dead, you have to, like, start living in some form of gratitude.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how can I do this? How can I kind of give back?
Yeah.
And I do love the mental health aspect, but that only takes me so far. What really does it for me is the fighting for the underdog, fighting for the people who can't fight for themselves, and kind of like...
to put that into, like, an embodiment, it was like during his WWE run, CM Punk's Voice of the Voiceless thing. That's kind of where that That's kind of the first thing that came to mind when you said that was CM Punk.
And I would love to somehow incorporate it. Now, I know this is in chats, but imagine this in real life. It's not going to matter as much now because we're all working from home, but you know when we worked in offices or you were in college or whatever, if you could have, like, real-life entrances, I was like, what would I would love for mine to be, like, the Rock entrance, but the Rock of, like, right after he left the nation.
McClure's like stuck in the office.
Right after he left the nation, that
Makes
Rock
a huge
went
entrance
hard as could be, like Intercontinental Champion Rock.
Okay, so just to point this out, with Easton Stick leading the Steelers, 11-6.
Let's fucking go.
And he threw for 3,000 something yards, I think it was. He threw a lot of touchdowns still, 25, but he's a lower rated player, so that kind of makes sense. But he did throw 35 touchdowns. No, he threw 4,521 yards, 35 touchdowns, 21, I think it was, interceptions. So that's pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, I'll take that.
35 touchdowns, 21 picks. Rushing-wise, Najee Harris had 11 touchdowns on 1171 yards, so that's pretty good. Juju's... Ooh, Chase Claypool had 12 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Noah Fant had 7. Juju had 6. We had Chase almost to 900. Noah almost to 1,000. And then over 1,000 for Juju. So yeah, that was a pretty shocking season, I'd say. Let's see how far we get in the playoffs now, though. While we're doing that...
Super Bowl or bust?
At this point, it's got to be. I mean, for a lot of the team, it's probably their final opportunity to really do anything. Easton's still pretty young, so he'll have more opportunities, but it'll definitely be cool to get a Super Bowl year one. And Easton actually went up 7 overall this year, so he went from a 61 to a 68. And I'm pretty sure Big Ben goes down to like a 73 by like the second or third season, so if not lower. Okay, so let's advance to next week. Let's see who we're facing in week 1 here. Or wait, we might have already had a game and I just stupidly skipped it. No, it was actually the off season, so we didn't even I don't even know who won the Super Bowl there because I didn't look. But there luckily is a news tab, so we can see who won.
Super Bowl or bust. I always say, like, if I don't see it, I'm just like, we didn't win.
I need
and then if Chad asks me too many questions, I'm like, ban that kid.
Weirdo. McClure, you're a weirdo, man. That's all I'm going to say. We got to the AFC Championship and lost to the Chiefs.
McClure's the GOAT.
We beat the Bengals and the Ravens, though, so there's that. We humiliated the division rivals back-to-back weeks, so that's a plus.
That's really all that matters.
But, of course, going against the Chiefs, you have, like, maybe a 25% chance of winning in Sim, so... But let's see if there's any dev-ups now, because I'm wondering if Easton did get a dev-up, and just because we were still kind of in the off-season, it just didn't show up. Because I definitely think he should have gotten one, and I might force one if he doesn't have one. I haven't decided yet, though. Okay, so now on to the next question. What are the first, I'm going to say 3 to 5 words or phrases that you think describe this community the best?
Okay, this one I didn't prep because I wanted this one to be raw. I would say loyalty.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one, I think.
Realness.
Yeah, I can see that too. That's a good one as well.
This is where, like, this is the dark side. Fakeness.
Yeah, there's a couple of fake people out there.
This is a big one. This is, I think, what separates us from others is empathetic.
Yeah. Because, like, anytime one of us is going through something, typically a good chunk of the community normally comes in to either the Twitter post or DMs you or whatever and checks up on you, which is... A lot of communities definitely don't do that.
I think it's more than that. I think it's more than
Yeah, it's
that.
much more than that, obviously.
Yeah, empathetic.
Don't talk about my fake-ass calves, says McClure. He called you out on your fake-ass calves, apparently. I mean, I didn't know that. I mean, it was him, not me. I didn't bring up fake. He did.
My what? How did he know about my calf implants?
Okay, so obviously, in free agency, I'm signing Devontae Adams. Like, you gotta be stupid not to.
Oh yeah, he's amazing on franchise.
Him with Chase Claypool and Juju, definitely have to do that. Any quarterback I'd want to take, no, absolutely not. There's none. See, Big Ben's already a 70 overall. Easton's literally like 4 overall lower than him right now.
Is Big Ben still on the roster?
No, we traded him away and now he's in free agency.
I was like, oh my gosh.
But there's nobody here, like, the youngest player is Mitch, and I'm not going to trust no Mitch Trubisky with the offense. That would be fucking stupid.
I promise you, I said this. No one's going to believe me. Everyone's going to be like, yeah. But I said, I think the Steelers should draft Lamar Jackson. However, even if they did draft Lamar Jackson, there's no way in Hades they would ever do what the Ravens did. Like, the Ravens, they did their entire offense. Like, Harbaugh put his career on the line. I don't even think Lamar Jackson would have been successful with the Steelers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Steelers are honestly, and I think this is very fair to say, the Steelers are definitely going to be on a downward spiral here pretty soon.
If something doesn't change, I think it starts this year. Because, and we talked about this, this is something, now, you want to get, like, the Mammery, like the, oh my gosh, here comes the energy.
Yeah.
Get these juices going, because it's very real. The Steelers end up on last place in the conference, if not predicted to finish in last for the first time in how many years?
At least a decade, I'd say. At least 2 decades.
Because the Ravens bring in the heat. The Browns, I mean, when the last time the Steelers played the Browns, I was so excited.
And give him proper protection, and Burrow can make your guys' lives a living hell.
Exactly, and Burrow's got that speedy. Hayden's not going to guard that guy. Who's going to guard that freaking guy?
The only one who has any chance, I think, of staying caught up or to take down Burrow if he gets out of the pocket is probably Watt or Bush.
Yeah,
Everyone else is super slow, and so they'd have to not already be rushing him to be able to stop him.
I just am so thankful for Najee and Benny. Because we have a chance if we can run the ball. Like...
Okay, wait. What happened here? I'm looking at the roster, right? TJ Watt's not there. Another person's not there. What the fuck's going on here? Where are my guys?
Von Miller?
I don't have Von Miller. I was going to sign him, but then I was like, I have Watt. Why would I sign him? But Watt's not showing up as part of my roster, so I don't know what's going on here. Like, I know the Chiefs...
Maybe his contract, maybe it was a contract year?
Just say thanks. Yeah, probably will do that. Yeah, he's not here. And he's not in free agency either. Where the hell did he go? Like, his contract wasn't up, I don't think. And even if it was, it didn't even give me a real chance to try to re-sign him.
You got a
CFL. Probably. He's like, fuck the Steelers. I'm going to the CFL now. He can easily be the best player in the league over there.
Let me tell you guys something. Look. There is something about the fucking... Oh, I hope I can swear. My goodness. About...
I just have to mark that it's not, like, safe for children, and it'll be fine that you... TJ, why would you go to the Jets?
But the Pittsburgh allergies, maybe he had enough. It's the worst allergies you can have.
Yeah, he decided to go to the Jets. He just said, fuck you, I'm going to the Jets.
Well, he's ready for the city life. You can't blame
him. Oh, yeah?
For those allergies.
Well, we're going to have Von Miller now, so fuck off.
Boom, that's a W.
He might be 90 overall and 33 years old, but gosh damn it, I believe in him.
I do too. He's got another run in him. He's got a second win.
And now I gotta find another right outside.
He's gonna sell jerseys.
Thank God I still have Kenneth Murray and I don't have to re-sign somebody to take his spot. We'd be pretty fucked at that point. He'll play 3 games out of 17. Yeah, probably.
Wait, he said that.
McClure. He always brings all the funniness to chat.
Hey, we'll max contract him and he'll play 3 games.
Yeah, we'll just max contract his ass. Fuck it. Tracy Walker, let's go ahead and sign you because nobody wants you apparently. So we'll take you. We don't have a free safety. How are the Lions offering you that much? Also, why are they offering you that much?
Okay.
Is you
I'm not gonna complain.
Jackson fucking in charge of these signings right now? Is that what's going on?
I'm not gonna complain.
We're at 100. We're over 100 points, and I'm still not ahead on the offer. What the hell?
There's no way. Does he know the winters in Detroit? If anyone in here's from Detroit, like, how?
Okay, Boswell.
And I tell you, like, I'm from West Virginia, and Detroit winter is like a natural disaster where I'm from.
We're going to sign J.K. Scott out of free agency to be our new punter. And we're going to sign Young Wei Koo because Chris Boswell's old as fuck now. So. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this franchise. And I actually want to show you guys my Mutt team real quick before we move on to the next question.
Oh, yeah, see that Mutt squad.
It's not great.
I opened 2 packs. I opened 2 of the weekly packs. I didn't get anything. I got 83 Platinum Bosa.
I haven't, I've opened a total of maybe 1 bundle and a couple of the weekly things, and that's kind of how I got my team where it is. I, for one, don't count money spent unless that season's actually started, because technically the game didn't release at the time I spent that. So that's my standpoint on it. Anyways. People can disagree with me if they want. Okay, so let's go ahead, go to Mutt. Now, my team's obviously not great because I tried not to spend money on it too much. But I think it's pretty good, all things considered. I already powered up some players because I'm pretty sure they're going to be like my go-to players for the majority of the time I'm playing Mutt this year, and I know most of them are going to get upgrades. I do plan on making it into a Chargers themed team eventually too, but right now it's just a normal, everyday team that has a mixture of everything. And quit cheating on me, Mammery. Okay, so while I'm doing this, while I'm showing off the roster, I'll have my offense up there in this question. Who would you say the first 5 names are that you think of when it comes to this community in and of itself?
The first 5 names that were. Remember, we said it's not gonna. We don't want it to be the same names over and over. So
yeah.
Number 1, I want it to be Drunken Master D. Number 2 is someone who I think can really do what he wants with his. I have so much respect for, and he can kind of. However long he wants to stay in this community, he can be as successful as he wants. Is Mark Ant.
Mark Ant's he's a super young dude, but he connects with all of us like we're all in the same age group, which is insane.
And I forget sometimes he's young. You know,
I forget he's only isn't he only 15 or 14?
Well, I don't know what it is. We won't even say his age, but I forget because he just kicks it with me. You know what I mean? That's like a gift.
He's definitely significantly younger than most of us in the community, but he doesn't act like it, and that's what's magical about him and Aiden. Even same thing with Aiden. They're both super young, but they act a lot older than they actually are. Okay, first off,
when they continue that ability, they continue that ability to be able to conversate with adults and be able to, this person has a younger personality, then you really start to be able to communicate on a person-to-person level rather than a mass level. And I think that takes you even further in streaming.
Yeah, most definitely.
You can relate to everybody.
So you have Drunken Master D, Mark Ant. Who's your third name?
So third name is this is one of my buddies, and I've recently got to know him, and I think he's going to be amazing. The Mexibron. The Mexibron is one of mine. I think he's going to be a wonderful. He can do whatever he wants, and he has what separates him from all the others is just such a loving, caring soul, but so confident, and he has an IQ and ability to see what others' needs may be emotionally, or whether it's emotionally. I kind of separate it from like emotional and IQ, like emotionally, scientifically type thing. He's so smart, he can see both. And the reason I find that so amazing is because when you have that, you can relate to people kind of as a liaison using this video game.
Yeah.
And he has that, so.
Okay, pretty good name. I'll have to, when I rewatch this, write that down so I can check him out.
And the next one is a bigger name, but I gotta say his name. And if I don't, he's my favorite fucking streamer of all time. He's my favorite streamer of all time. If I'm not in his chat, it's because I don't know why. But I hope you don't mind me saying this, but Big Evo.
Oh yeah, Big Evo. Big Evo is one of my guys. I went into his chat when he had one person in there and he was still struggling to try to get affiliate. I remember one person mentioned I should raid him, and since no one else suggested anybody else, I sent it off to him. I kind of got him into Fendler's chat. We got him to affiliate, and that's kind of what got him to where he is today. We constantly joke that I kind of own half his channel because of it. We joke about it every now and then. But Big Evo is definitely one of the guys that I first think of, when I want to talk about it. He's one of the first couple people I talk about. One of the first people I recommend to people who want to see what the community embodies. Because Evo's a mixture of about everything you can possibly want in a streamer.
Hey, Couch, I can't believe I'm about to fucking say this. Evo, I would let Evo date my daughter. I don't know if I just said I'd let Evo, on my daughter, but I would, that's the amount of respect I have for him, and I don't have a daughter.
Evo's one of those people.
Very protective.
I'm gonna let you do your last, I think it's one more person, and I'm gonna go into a little bit more about Evo before we move on to the next topic. Also, look at my offense real quick while you have a moment.
Oh, yeah. Can I tell you one thing about this game? I was doing good at first, but
yeah,
I didn't even know this card was out. This Herbert card was out until you posted him, because you had a tweet and you got him or something. So I got rid of that Fields. That Fields card was kind of buns, man.
This Herbert card, I've only played solos with him, but this dude's release is fucking insane.
Oh yeah, it's fucking fire.
And I got him within the first maybe 5 hours of the trial. I just got him because that's why I opened the bundle. I wanted to get Herbert off the rip, so I had him on the lineup. Also, in case you don't see it, Hunter Henry's the second tight end as well. So there's some Charger love.
What is that Tomlinson? What overall is that Tomlinson? I can't see it.
That's in 86.
Oh, that's what's up, man. You got a good squad there.
I obviously have Keenan Allen at an 85 on the perimeter as well.
They always be screwing Keenan. I was thinking, what is Keelan and Kelton? Is that what they always be screwing Keenan over with speed.
All right, and then here's the defense. Look at this defense right here. I had those two golds sitting there on the lineup for ever, and then I pulled these two out of elite pack, and then the other one was out of a game changer pack. And then obviously I got the rest of these from solos and like exchanges for the most part. I got that Bobby Wagner, the
that's nice.
86 Bobby Wagner. I got him when I exchanged 8 bronzes for a free gold or better, and he was the card I got out of that.
Did you activate that D-Tackle, K-Couch?
How
to do that?
No, I haven't activated him yet, actually.
Can I show you how to do it?
I'm pretty sure he should already have an ability on him, right?
Yeah, he's already got the ability.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
why
I'm going to go ahead and put him up, too. 3 AP is not bad. Yeah, I just put him on.
Do you see where the superstar thing is all the way on the side? Like right above the
Yeah.
Chargers emblem?
I just activated him just now.
Oh, you did? Okay, perfect.
I didn't know he wasn't activated yet.
Bro, oh, you didn't know?
Yeah, I thought that because as soon as I did
I was like, maybe K-Couch never plays Mud. Maybe I should tell him how to do it. Okay.
No, I thought when I clicked on
because
best lineup and he got kicked up, I thought his ability activated and it didn't. So.
Sometimes he be having insane.
Also got the 87 JJ Watt on the edge.
That's nasty.
And obviously I have Jack Youngblood on the other side. I have Seau and Wagner in the middle. I have left outside Bosa. I have Adderley and Derwin. So my defense is pretty good too. The only thing I'm not great with is my special teams. I only have fucking Michael Badgley at kicker, and then my punter is the default guy. So.
Yo, Adderley be winning me games and losing me games, bro.
I know sometimes he plays out of his overall, and other times he plays below his overall. So.
He be pissing me off, man, because like I even miss lurks with him. Of course, with this game, I'd be missing lurks with Ed Reed, with Acrobat, with.
Oh, that reminds me of Evo's fucking thing, I think yesterday or the day before. He went to go pick off a pass with Reed, and he just doesn't even try to get it, and he had Acrobat and all that. He went freaking insane when that happened. He did not enjoy that at all. Okay, so who's your final name that you think of when it comes to this game?
I want to put these are two friends I met recently.
Tie them
and
for
I
fifth.
hope I can see them both together, but it's Mr. Dottum and It's Mebs.
Alright, now there are 2 names I haven't heard of yet, but I'm definitely down to check them out when I see them.
You should check them out. And just fucking cool people who, I mean, like, some of my friends that I've watched, their streams get so big, it's like...
That's like when,
I sometimes get anxiety.
When, like, Fendler's live sometimes, and he has those over 100 people... I've been lurking a lot more than interacting in chat because sometimes the chat moves too fast, and
I just be lurking too.
I try to hop in right in the beginning, watch him for a little bit, and if he catches a massive raid, I sit there for maybe 5-10 minutes and then shoot off to somebody else. I try to go to lower like viewership guys when I see them on, just because I like watching the people who don't have as many people commenting, so they might be able to see your comments a little bit easier.
I don't mean to be selfish, but, like, I can only do that for so much. Like, it has to be somewhat entertaining. But the fucking people out there now are just so good. And I don't mean, I'm not saying, guys, being entertaining is a skill. It's a skill, which...
Yeah, it's very hard to obtain, too.
It's hard to obtain, but that doesn't... If you're not entertaining, that doesn't mean you're always not entertaining. You can get better. And I think the way to be entertaining is just really pulling off your shell and having confidence in yourself. And it's a really fun learning process when you do that way. And finding streamers, whether they're smaller, bigger, start with the more popular streamers, if that's what it takes.
Well,
but
yeah, that's like...
Who have similar values.
When I first got in to the community... The people I watched when I first got in to the community, obviously Fendler first, he was like literally the first stream I hopped into. And it was just a random, like, it was the first day I was on Twitch. I was like, okay, let's see what Madden streamer is up. He was like one of the first couple people I saw on there that I've never heard of before. And then I hopped into his channel, and obviously here we are 15 months later, and I'm still there. I'm still, keeping up with it and all that. And then... After him, I jumped on with, like, I can't remember. I think it was Up and Adam he'd raid most of the time. It was Up and Adam or Silent Ninja. And then after those two guys, my nighttime stream would be Maze GC. And it was like that for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then the community grew, so I started jumping around to more streamers. And now it's like there's so many of us that it's hard to even try to pop into everybody's stream for an extended period of time. Did I hear Nam say start small and get bigger? Damn, my gutter mind. Fucking Smither.
The thing, I mean, Fiddler, if I can say this, I hope I can say this.
Hey, Blue, what's up, Blue?
DG Fam and Fiddler are just, they are I love, hey, Blue, what it do, baby? I love what I just see they have inspired me to stream, and that's a really cool thing about this platform too. You know, if you work a job and you want to see what the best do, you have to search the directory. You have to, where does this person work in Seattle, and you're in you're in Illinois. How are you going to find this person?
One thing I never had a problem with is finding streamers rather in like my time zone or not, because I'm up like my time zone and obviously your time zone too, because we both live on in the same one. I wake up at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning most of the time, 4 to 5.
Not even time zone, but there's always another Twitch streamer that you can bond with or fucks with or vibe with, whatever that void is. Whereas like you can watch someone and actually get motivated. Like, oh shit, I didn't want to do this shit, but now that I watch Fiddler stream, and I'm not slurping Fiddler, but that's just what it is. Now that I watched him stream, I want to stream today. Like watching him in weekly, I'm like, no, I don't want to let it, whatever my shit may be.
Yeah.
But he goes in there, attacks it, radical. I think I fucking dig it. And whoever K-Couch watches, whoever McClure watches, whoever Nina G watches, whatever the vibe is, it doesn't even have to be, you don't even gotta fucks with Madden. Like my boy Sonny on Games, man.
Yeah.
Like, shoot, that's another thing. We could even Sonny on Games, like, outside of Madden.
Yeah, with streamers outside the Madden community, the first one I think of when I think people outside the community is, a young woman named Wolfie to the Max. She's a VTuber I watch quite often now. When she is online, I try to hop into her stream for quite a bit. She's a VTuber. I don't know if you know what that is. It's the little animated type of characters that you use your camera to capture, and it's basically your movements, but the character does it instead. And I first found her on TikTok. She was on my For You page at one point, and I clicked on her video, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then, like, I followed her while she was off stream, and, like, the first 2 days after that, I watched every single one of her VODs.
That's freaking awesome.
And I loved every second of it. But then, like, the first 2 or 3 days, I subscribed to her, just like I did with Fendler and everybody else in the community that I subscribed to. Within 3 days, I'm normally sure that's the person I want to spend time in. And she hooked me without even being online. So, and she just crossed 1,000 followers a couple weeks ago, and she's already almost approaching 2K followers now. And she just got a new job recently, so her stream schedule switched around. But before, she was streaming once a week, and now she's streaming 3 times a week. And she's a variety streamer much like me, so she'd play like Resident Evil, Portal, Halo, just chatting, she'd watch videos, and she's very entertaining. So I'll shoot you her link at one point, and maybe you'll get into that too. But like our time, she goes live at about 8 on Sunday, Friday, and Tuesdays.
And that's another thing, though, like, just to be, like, one thing that I want to state, Like, even you telling us about your friend, like, but just in the Madden community, there's so many good freaking streamers. There's just so many good streamers. So anyone out there listening who streams, if you only got a handful of people, like, that's freaking dope. Just be thankful, like.
Yeah.
And I had to do this as like an attitude adjustment, so to speak. But
yeah,
you be thankful. Look at what you do have more than what you don't have, and it will grow. And I've looked at what I didn't have rather than what was right in front of me, and I had a hard time growing the channel.
Yeah,
and
I find
it's not ironic when I have a shitty attitude. My channel doesn't grow.
Let me tell you, because I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, when I first started streaming, the viewer count was always, because obviously I had to stream like this before I had a camera, how it's laid out now. And right below where my avatar is would be the view count. And so it was hard not to see the view count when you're looking at your chat, and it'll be, like, demotivating at times, because, like, why am I sitting here at one viewer? What the hell, you know? Hey, Artem, how are you doing, man?
Artem, what it do, G?
But then when I got the camera and I didn't have to have my chat up on the screen anymore, and I didn't focus so much on viewers, my new attitude with it was, whatever that number is, I'd rather it be people who are actually wanting to be here, wanting to chat with us, than I'd rather have that than 50 people with 3 people chatting. You know, it's like, yeah, that's a nice number to look at, but what's it for? It's what's it called? It's an inflated number. That means nothing because nobody's talking. And that's what I like about streaming is I enjoy playing games anyways. No matter what, I enjoy playing them. But I find that I get a lot of good company when I stream. You know, look at chat right now. Blue's in here, Artem's in here, McClure's in here. Obviously, you're in here too, but I'm talking to you, but you still count. Laser Beam's normally in here quite often. Sauce is in here every now and then. Dino's in here every now and then. You know, I normally have some pretty big names in here for at least even a small period of time, and that alone makes me feel good, because it's like, CJ Sauce is a very, like, busy guy. And so is Dino and some of the other guys. And just to have them in here for even, like, 2 seconds makes me happy. Because they took that time out of their day to come into my chat when they had so many other options.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't matter how big they are or how busy they are, because I don't really care.
Like I said, I value every single person that comes in the chat, no matter how big their name is.
There's a few. For me, this is just my thing. There's like a handful that are just like, these people are why I'm doing this. Like Drunken Master D. When you get a Drunken Master D raid, like if I get a Fendler raid, like
when
I'm
you get
so
like
fucking
Fendler,
excited.
Up and
I'm so
Adam,
excited.
The names that, like, when you see they raid you, that would get me the most hype about it is, you know, Fendler, Up and Adam, Luch, Murphy, CJ, Retro Yimmy, Big Evo,
Big Evo raids hit different.
Dubby,
Big Evo raids hit different.
J-Dub, you know, anybody like that, if I ever get their raids, I'm always super hype about them. Because that means that they chose me to raid, which in and of itself is just a blessing in disguise most of the time. Because, yeah, you get shipped, most of the time when they ship people to you, it's at minimum 40. You get, like, well, I'd say a minimum 20, actually. But you get 20 names just, boom, right into your chat, and you got to deal with the energy that they had. But at the same time, it's a blessing to you, because most of the time they bring in new people almost every single time they raid you.
Yes.
And so they're giving you the opportunity to sell them on your content and make them want to come back, which is what streaming is all about, to be honest. That's how you grow. You just be yourself and hope that people stick around when they see you.
Yeah, you know, you are speaking from a different awareness than a lot of people see, and we should talk about this, I think, because...
Also, real quick, plug, 710 Mug here, plug. 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 Is it plugged? I think it's plugged. Okay, I'm done. What were you saying?
I honestly forgot.
You were saying we were chatting about my mindset on something.
Oh, yes. So, like, with new streamers, I'm so glad you remember, because I will forget so many things. But with new streamers, you said something you said with your mindset, like, you just be yourself, and then you grow. You basically either you grow or you don't. But a lot of people, and that's true. It's not really in your hands when you come from a come from your soul, which I think is what this is meant to be. Some people can grow and be very successful being someone else, and there's a problem with that. If you can have 50 viewers in your chat every day, and you're partnered, and you're fake as shit, you have to bring that energy. You have extreme energies colliding every day. You have an expectation which you have to meet. And if that's not your soul, if that's not yourself, eventually that's going to collide with reality. And that's going to really hurt your mentals. At the very least, cause some depression, or, like, I'm not saying it's going to make you go full identity crisis or just make your head blow and you're not going to know what to do. But it's like, I think you should come from the realist you can be and just play your part in as many people's success as possible. And some people's roles vary. Unfortunately, like, I can't do the tab up at 90 people, and I can't do the support like I used to do. I don't have the money like I used to have. But there's people who I can give my time to, and that's my, I do my best. That's the best I can do without getting overwhelmed. And with the streaming, it is, I'm not for everybody, but for some people fucks with me, and some people who don't fucks with me, that's totally cool, because there's just so many more people out there. And I think that's the standpoint when you can, there's enough success to go around too. It's not like because even 50 people or 200 people, I got a Vose raid, and I totally missed the raid, and I totally wasn't reading the chat, and I totally messed it up. But you know what?
Yeah.
I may have got one follower from like a 300-person raid, but there's enough success to go around.
Absolutely.
And because you don't do good in one raid, you still... Now I cheer for Vose times 90, just to see how real he can be and how much he's using his platform to spread the love. Because I never really saw...
thank you, Summon Love, too, for the follow.
Is rating people and spreading that love, too.
That's like, obviously, like a month ago, it's like 2 months ago, something like that. I was literally live from like the 5th of that month to basically the last day, so about 25, 26 days. And I tried to raid somebody new each and every day, but obviously some people caught it twice because I couldn't find the people I wanted to raid. But the thing is, when you raid people, it's kind of a two-way street, because you're raiding them into someone that you trust in their content, for one.
Yes.
And for two, you trust them as a streamer, that they can entertain the audience you just had in your stream. And you hope that if anybody in the stream's not already following them, they follow them too because they enjoyed them,
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a very organic thing.
Yeah, you shouldn't, I don't typically ask for follows. Nobody should ever ask for follows.
I think with what you say, also goes with, I don't want to force anybody in my fucking channel. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, you never want to force anybody. Like what I say when I'm about to raid somebody, unless I know that, nobody in there is following them, is I just tell them to drop my emotes. If they have them, drop their emotes, and at least refresh stream so you can help with their average and stuff like that. But you never ask anybody to follow others, and never ask them to follow yourself either. You let them do that on their own.
I'm selfish. I ask my chat to follow others because I'm selfish. But,
I wouldn't say following others isn't selfish. It's selfless, for one. And for two, the only thing that I ask people to do is like sub to my YouTube, because obviously it's as free as a follow on here, basically. And you have to do that or you'll never grow. Like, I'm at 123, and I think in this community I shared my link once and I gained like 60 followers that day when I shared my link. I asked people to stop following damn stalkers. McClure. A national treasure if there ever was one.
I follow McClure, but IRL. He doesn't know. I'm in bushes right now watching him.
Yeah, you're somehow on stream with me on your screen and following him without giving yourself away. That's talent right there.
Well, I don't want to talk about the 7G network.
7G network. Okay, so we're gonna get to that little bit more of a stickier type of question that I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah, I want you to throw me some curveballs. I want to see some. I want what you got for me.
Okay, so let's just say, and you're gonna know instantly the situation is as soon as I say it. If somebody gives you an idea that they want you to make an emote for them, and you make the emote, but it's their design, whose emote does it belong to in the end, in your opinion?
I'm about actually where I'm at right now.
I don't see it. I can't answer it from that perspective.
Okay, well, let's just say you as a streamer, right?
Here's the thing. I just don't like the way it went down. I thought
Yeah.
I thought some very mean things. From a generic standpoint.
Say if you just to put it into an easier to answer way of doing it, let's just say you asked me to make you an emote, and then you start using that emote. Is it my emote or yours?
Wait.
I wanted to make it connected in a different way, so it's a little bit, you're coming from the streamer who's using the emote standpoint, not from a, yeah. Well, Blue's saying both.
I don't know, man. I honestly, if you want me to answer the question, I don't give a fuck. I just don't. I'm neutral.
Yeah.
But if mean things are said, then I probably would lean to the other side. But
So whichever side's being, I guess, more professional about it would be the right side, basically.
In my opinion, yes, but
yeah.
I also have the awareness that the other side may feel cheated, and I have that respect to know if I've been in that position before, and this is where I can empathize.
Artem also says both, by the way.
But this is not where I stand. I stand
firmly in the middle, and I have since that situation arose. I am definitely in the middle. I understand both sides.
Here's the thing, though. If you really want to get involved in it, and I think, if I ever beef with anybody, I don't want anybody to come to my defense, because what happens when you take a side and these streamers become friends again?
Exactly, and it becomes that whole.
This is what I ultimately hope, and I have the belief that regardless of what happens, it fucking sucks and it hurts everybody, but that's the beauty of this platform.
Yeah.
Because eventually we're going to sew and knit this shit together, and if we don't, we're going to find where it was faulty, and we're going to band-aid and fix that shit till we create a solid foundation.
Ginger Snitch, by the way,
strong.
Ginger Snitch says he's going to start a beef with you ASAP, so be prepared for that.
Ginger Snitch would win, man. He's my fucking boy.
Ginger Snitch would try to start shit with you and just be like, yeah, you're right, man. You're right. I'm not even going to try to prolong this. Fuck it. You're right. Let's move on. I would do the same. I honestly would.
Just, if, this is my thing, man, and I hope, I'm just going to say this, Finn's my boy, and I ride with him because I fucks with him, and that's my boy.
Yeah, like, for me, I said this on the podcast with, I think, PTA. I try to know the situation that's going on, But I don't typically take sides in situations that don't directly involve me.
But this is the K-Couch. May I say one thing? You can't pick a side and expect someone to side with you when something, you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's why I stay.
You can't expect anything in return. The smart thing for me to say is to say mutual.
Yeah, because I'm neutral too. Like I said, I don't pick sides. I want to know what's going on.
I'm gonna just say
but I don't
how
pick
I feel and just. But I don't wish anything negative on anybody. I have the hope and humility to believe we as a community will either, if this doesn't come together, we'll learn from this and evolve. And we will all be stronger. But when it's emotion ridden, and each channel we have, these are our babies.
Yeah.
And a lot of us haven't had easy ways. We've had different ways to come about our babies. We're still trying to find our identity, and I think identity meaning how many people can we help? And we're very, very protective, and this I can only speak from my perspective, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And if someone, you've seen it, if I feel like, actually I'm more protective of my friends, if I feel like there's a bullying or something going on, I'm going to say something, and I think we all become better.
Yeah.
It's a little fall and a rise, and that's what is so beautiful about this Twitch thing, and that's why I think we should all just ultimately keep it as real as possible. I'm going to be honest with you, K-Couch, everyone says I'm like the most generous, and I appreciate that, the gentlest, and no, I love some fireworks. I just think it's the realist is and there's a lot of real people, but they're just realists, when it's sad, I'm sad. And when you are as real as you can be, you set a foundation that is very easy to access. You don't have to get into a certain character to stream. You just be yourself, and that's your content. And I didn't mean to go on a tangent there, but
here's the real quick before we move on to the next topic. That's the exact type of answer I wanted to get about this situation. I didn't want to hear sides or anything like that. I wanted to hear a perspective. And your perspective...
I hope that was okay, man.
That perspective is exactly what I actually wanted to hear. Because I feel like picking sides in that type of beef, there is no winner to that. Rather it be them, you, there's no winner to it.
There's no.
Like you said, if they make friends again, anyone who sided with one or the other, or anything that was said to one or the other from somebody who sided with them, isn't going to be forgotten about easily. And so, that changes how your interactions are with those involved. I actually had beef with somebody. I've had beef with 3 people in this community. Fredo, Bronco Boy, and B. Johnson. Fredo and Bronco Boy, we were able to patch things up basically a couple weeks after each incident, and we were good. Me and B. Johnson are a constant thing. It'll go back and forth. We'll be good one day, and then other days we won't be. And that's just the way it is sometimes. You can't really just reforge things with everybody, but I kind of like that. I like that there's somebody who's kind of a frenemy, if there's any other terms about that, you can use those. But I like having that. Because even though I don't like B. Johnsy sometimes, he doesn't like me sometimes, but we're both mature about it. We don't try to, go on Twitter and fucking make it a beef there, too. We've kept it on Twitch. And that is how I feel like a thing between people should go. It should be between the 2 people who are having an issue, not between everybody. Because then, like you said, whatever side, when they get back together or whatever, when they hash things out, and whoever talks shit about the other one is now going to have to deal with what they think of them after that, and that affects their dynamic with them. And I don't want anybody's dynamic of me to change, or for me to have to change how I feel about other people because of a beef that, honestly, most beef on Twitch and Twitter don't matter, But that's my side of things on that. Okay, I'm not muted, so you can still hear me. Okay. Because a random call came up and, like, I didn't notice it. And so I hung that up and I wanted to make sure I hadn't, like, muted myself. Okay, so we got through with, that was actually one of the biggest questions I wanted to ask, because, like, I was definitely in the I'm not picking sides category. I knew about the situation, but I wasn't picking sides on it. And I know there was others that probably didn't, but for somebody to voice that they did the same thing definitely makes me feel better that I didn't pick sides either. Okay, so I asked everyone what they think their teams are doing. I didn't do the Robs because obviously they were the Giants fan, and I already did one with PTA where he told me what he thought of things. What do you think the Steelers are going to do this season realistically? Did you, like, turn down or something? No? You're still there? I can barely hear you. Do you want me to recall you back? Because I literally can't hear you.
Is this any better, brother?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It just went, like, silent all of a sudden.
You know how this thing is. Well, I was just answering about the Steelers. I just said realistically, this is a year, I think, for the first time, Tomlin's going to be looked at like, hey, we kind of need to do something different, because the Steelers could finish last in the conference. That's very easy. That could very easily happen. I don't think we have an answer for the Ravens. I don't think we have an answer for the Browns. I don't think we, unless the running game, unless Najee and Benny, NFL not for long, baby, and that's what these running backs are going to have to do for us to even get a passing game. I don't think we have consistent quarterback play. I don't think we have a consistent number one wide receiver to go to. Well, we do with Claypool. We have it, but I don't think we're getting consistent play out of him.
Yeah, definitely not.
Juju, I would love for that to be the guy, but Juju's the guy. If you want to check out an amazing video on TikTok, that's the guy you want to go to. But I want a guy who's blocking for my running back to get a long touchdown. Not a guy who's going to be on TikTok all day. But that's what I want out of my NFL players.
I don't know if you've heard of him, but Urinating Tree, he's a Steelers fan on YouTube. He basically said, like, he basically obviously couldn't say this directly to Juju, but he said during one of his videos, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a football player, or do you want to be a social media influencer? Because you can't be both.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like he's a wussy or anything. It's just, I want my guy to be doing routes. I want my guy to be blocking techniques.
a Keenan Allen. You want a Chris Godwin. You want a Stephon Diggs. You want those type of players that do their job, not, like, do this stupid stuff on social media.
I want a guy who plays football because he loves football. I don't want a guy who plays football to use it as a platform to get famous.
A good example of that is Antonio Brown. He's a good example of that. He showed that he cared way too much. He cared way more about, same thing with Le'Veon Bell to a degree. They cared way more about money and fame than about just playing the game.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, as much as people don't like him, took several salary decreases and stuff to keep the Patriots competitive for as long as they were competitive for.
But would he not play for free?
He probably would play for a very low contract because he loves to play the game. He doesn't care about the money.
Yes.
Same thing with someone like Like Aaron Rodgers, he loves the game, and he only got the way he did this offseason because management was not putting weapons around him. They just weren't.
Yeah, you can see though, like it's kind of it's something you hate to see, like these players who became so famous and got so much money off something they love, and then all of a sudden that you kind of forget where you come from, type thing.
Yeah, like
we all do that. We all do that in life.
It's not just because he's my quarterback, but Justin Herbert's a good example of somebody who just loves playing the game.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck loved playing the game.
But this is what Herbert. We think he'll be good. We don't know. But he doesn't. He has that it. I don't know what it is, but he has it. Like.
Yeah.
I think Mayfield has it. Like, there's a lot of quarterbacks that have it. Russell Wilson has it.
Andrew Luck
Russell
had
Wilson,
it.
Andrew Luck, yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, he might even have it.
I was hoping we were going to get an Andrew Luck flashback card.
I think there's still a chance. There's only I'm pretty sure they always released a couple of them throughout the year. I think he's definitely somebody, along with Julian Edelman. I think those two should get flashback cards.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick.
Because Edelman is like Fitzgerald in a way, just opposite situation. Larry Fitzgerald has stayed loyal to the Cardinals through all these years when most of them, they weren't even a competitive team.
Yeah.
And that's the type of player I like. He stays committed, even when the team around him isn't always great. He stays committed to them because they're the ones that took a chance on him.
Yeah, that's a guy who loves to play the game, It's a guy who loves to play the game, and I think that passion is infectious in a great way.
Most definitely. Okay, so next question for you. Obviously, there's a lot more to you than just Twitch streaming. There's a lot you do off the screen. There's a man behind the person we see on the screen. Obviously, you're genuine, so it's not like your attitude's different or anything like that. But what do you do when you're not streaming? Do you have any hobbies? Do you have any, anything that you love to do?
That's a really good question. When I'm off streams, I'm currently not working right now. I try to get back into a job. It's just...
It's difficult.
My mentals, I can't do it. And, so a lot of it is just... You're gonna get a different. This isn't Mammery. This is Matthew talking right now, and I'm just a chill guy. I don't really like conflict. I like to just kind of walk around the neighborhood. I live in the city, so and some days I'm really depressed, and I really can't. If I don't stream, I'm probably depressed, and I really love to be on Twitch and just be kind of a fan. That's what I am. I started off as just a fan of Twitch, and that's what I'll always be. If I'm not doing that, probably just watching some TV or hanging out, but very low-key. I don't really like to go out and make a big fuss. I don't like to be around too many people. I love humans, I love people, but there's a lot of not-so-good people out there, but there's a lot of great people out there, and I'm just I'd rather hang out to myself. Previously for 21, I loved the game so much. I would play that to fill any void, minus, having is what I would say. Getting outside, I don't really enjoy the game too much right now, but I think it's because it's new. Regardless of it, of its state of the zones or whatever, that sucks, but we all are playing the same game. It's just, when I first started, I was so mad because of this fucking Series X. The Series X would, this is my second one, and it would keep crashing on stream and whatnot, and for a second there, I was just why are you even play? Minus the game being the state it's in, it's crashing.
Yeah.
And it's what is the point, So I'm kind of trying to get my motivation back.
Well, I know with the PS4, when I was streaming the beginning of it, I had a normal, just the basic PS4, the first one that came out and all that. And I was having problems with it crashing all the time. Like, it would cut my stream short, or it would just cut off at random. I learned that cleaning it out is one way you can keep that from happening. Obviously, it's an old console, so eventually it's going to do that anyways. But yeah, that's how I learned to fix my problem when I had one with mine. And now I have a PS4 Slim. I just upgraded this like 6 months ago, and it hasn't crashed the actual system since I've gotten it. So that solved most of my problems.
This one they said it's a known bug. It crashes the Series X and not the Series S.
Yeah.
That was kind of annoying to hear. It's like, well, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, it's definitely not the best of situations for sure. Okay, so
annoying.
Everyone has a favorite drink they would have on stream, right? A beverage, whether it be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. What would you say your favorite drink to have on stream would be, or what do you sip on when you're streaming the most, would you say?
Oh my gosh, this one's an easy one. Now, I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink. It's not because I'm anti-alcohol.
Well, first off, it's TOS, so.
So this, I have it in my hand right now. It's such a beautiful thing. It's a Monster Energy low carb. It has to be the low carb.
Yeah.
Or it could be the zero. It could be low carb or zero. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love the taste. At this point, I don't think it gives me any energy, but I just love the taste of it.
I'd say I have a couple of them. I have the Strawberry Banana Body Armor.
Which one?
Strawberry Banana Body Armor.
Oh, I heard that's delicious.
And then I do Dragon Fruit Vitamin Water.
Oh, that sounds so good, dude.
And then the last things I normally do is I do like a Dr. Pepper of some kind, or one of the Mango Monster Energies.
That sounds so good. I want it right now.
It's normally one of those four, and then occasionally I'd have like a tropical body armor, or something a little different. Or if it's early in the morning, like my coffee, like I have right now. It's not early, but I was drinking this before stream, so I need to finish it anyways. But I normally have like a couple cups of coffee in the morning, and sometimes if my morning starts late, I'd have them closer to around like noon, like we booted up at. But yeah, I always try to use a different mug when I drink my coffee. Like I obviously have 710's mug right here. I have Up and Adams, and then I have Fendler's mugs. I have those three. I had to get a refund for my Murphy D mug because it never showed up, or someone stole the package off the porch, so I had to get a refund for that. But Murphy D's is the next cup I'm going to be getting.
Murphy D's is the next one?
Yeah, Murphy D is the next mug I'm going to be getting.
Okay.
It's going to be him, and then probably Fritzy after that.
Fritzy's, those are a bunch of goats right there.
And then I have 6 or 7 fucking merch things from Fendler. I have Dino's hoodie that I bought, the red one. Mick Millie's supposed to be sending me a hoodie at some point too. Yeah, I try to get a lot of streamer merch, and that's kind of what half my wardrobe has actually become, in streamer shirts and stuff. They're all very comfortable.
Some of that stuff is really good, material.
I'm actually wearing Fendler's stream subathon one right now. If you look at the screen, that's the one I'm wearing.
That's awesome.
And found it a couple days ago after I washed it. I stuck it in the drawer, and I couldn't find it, and I found it this morning, and so I put it on.
I love refinding shirts. I'm like, yes.
All of his shirts, though, all the shirts I buy, they're all, or get from giveaways or whatever, are all super soft. They're all really comfy and soft.
Yeah, they have really, really good material.
Alright, so when it comes to, obviously you mentioned your favorite drink. Is there anything that you, maybe you, a pre-stream ritual that you have that you would do before hopping on?
Before I stream, I usually get kind of nervous, but I just try to peel away, layers of society. And what I mean by that is, either anxiety or depression or anything that would make me anxious or depressed, to just be myself.
Yeah.
it kind of comes across as crazy, and I can sometimes be obnoxious, but I think some people really vibe with it, that I'm just really, really being myself and really being passionate, and I try to help as many people as I can. I don't like seeing my friends get messed with, and it's kind of where I come from. That's just basically the core, and take it from there. So, like, I try to get to a mindset. Sometimes I want to get sad before streams. Sometimes it just depends. It depends on the situation and how I'm feeling.
Yeah, that's fair. Are you into wrestling at all?
I love wrestling, but I'm more into the Attitude Era.
Yeah,
I'm not really messing with it right now.
Are you, like, when was the last time you watched wrestling? Have you done so recently?
Recently, I just saw, like, who is it? The new foundation, or the new whatever was created.
AEW.
But I haven't. Yeah, AEW. But I haven't watched. I just saw some clips from that, but I haven't watched in years, bro.
Okay, so me and Venom are actually going to do a podcast. We haven't been able to connect for a few days, and I think we just both have gotten busy over time. But him and I are going to be doing podcasts on all the WWE stuff moving forward, probably. We're going to try to do it a couple times a week. And so, like, if you ever want to just pop in for those, you can probably look up some of the names. And maybe you can reconnect with WWE again. Okay, so I just went through the directory real quick because we're about 30 minutes away from hopping off, and I kind of wanted to see who all was on. Chu Flocka's is burning it up right now. He has like 150 people on there. Goat Geezy's on right now. He's doing pretty well. But I wanted to get some ideas of who might have been live when we do decide to hop off, so I have some predetermined raid locations. But one thing about this community is there's not a lot of bad streamers in this community. They're all normally pretty good, you know? And that's what I think is so good about it, because, like, a couple weeks ago, I was streaming, and Sapper raided me one day, right?
Oh, yeah, Sup Daddy?
And I went into his stream the day after and spoke about it a little bit more. But, like, I mentioned how, it's good that you rated him off to me, you know, gave me some people, and, you know, going from him to me and all that, and basically it was a little bit of like a put down comment, but in a joking manner, and Sapper was having none of that. That's one of the things about him, like, if you ever try to put yourself down in any way, he immediately says, no, you shut the hell up right now, and you enjoy yourself. And that's one of the things I love about Sapper and a couple other guys in the community. They don't allow you to put yourself down. Like, even in a joking manner, they're like, no, shut up, stop talking.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think that's one of the things that this community is good at. It has a wide variety of different attitudes, views, standpoints, but we're all pretty much in it because we love the games that we're playing.
Yes.
I love when I mention somebody, Blue ends up dropping their emotes in chat too, which is really cool.
Absolutely, that's awesome. Spreading the love.
All right, I'm gonna see if he has this guy. I don't know if he does, but I want to see if he does. This is basically gonna text Blue to see if he's actually subbed to this person or not. You know who I really like talking about? RoboTeach. RoboTeach took a break off because he was having.
RoboTeach is a goat.
Yeah, RoboTeach is a goat. I know he left for a. There they are. Yeah, he has those too. RoboTeach, I think, took time off because they were having a kid. I don't know what number kid it is, but. And then he came back, and dude has blown up again since then. And I love to see him coming back and getting the same viewership he was getting from before. It's really good to see. He also dropped Silent Ninja's Gauntlets as well. But I remember when I first went in, like, it was Up and Atom, it was Fendler, it was Silent Ninja, it was those type of guys that kind of got me, myself, into streaming. And, like, because I had my account for a while. I think I was following Up and Adam long before he even started, like, streaming himself. And I don't even remember how I started following him at the time. I think I just liked his name. And so I ended up following him. But, like, last year in April of 2020 is when I kind of hopped on. I needed a distraction because of some stuff that was going on at the time. And obviously I went into Fendler's and everything else, like the community, how I am with people, the connections I have made have just grown expeditiously since that point. And that's what I like. The community's grown and it's gotten stronger. There's obviously been some conflicts within it, which happens when you have so many people in a community. But typically any like beefs that go on are pretty squashed pretty quickly and everyone gets along afterwards and it's all normally fine. And that's what I think is different about this community. We help others, we keep each other kind of in line, and if anybody like starts ganging up on any one person on like Twitter or something, there's a good chunk of us that'll come to their defense. Not that they need it, but because we feel like they should have it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we obviously have Blue in here right now, which leads me to my next question. We always know Blue has a lot. He's in a lot of people's channels. He's a mod in a lot of people's channels, and he helps a lot of people get their channels set up. Anytime I need a command added, 9 times out of 10 I just ask him to do it, and then he does it for me. Because he knows how to do it properly and won't get frustrated about it like I would if it doesn't go through the first time. Where would you rank Blue amongst the mods? That, like, all the mods of the people that you know mod a lot of channels, where would you rank him amongst those names?
Blue's in a category of his own.
Blue's like Tom Brady in a way. He's a step above everybody else, in my opinion.
I really don't rank humans because I feel like we're all kind of equal.
Yeah.
And if you begin to rank humans, like,
well, keep in mind, I'm not ranking him as a human. I'm ranking him as a mod. So, like, in that circumstance, I think it's okay to do so because you're not actually ranking the human. You're ranking how they perform, basically, in, like, the role they're in. And I feel like that's normally okay.
I'm happy to have mods, but, like, Blue's the type of person where he just goes above and beyond and is a staple in the community. And if the community does not have a person like Blue, we are not really able to move forward from the core, to be quite honest with you. So Blue is responsible. He's one person. He's a one-man wrecking ball of positivity. And
yeah, I definitely feel that.
If you want to talk about the contribution he makes to each person's stream success, I mean, he's got to be number one by a landslide. I mean, by
obviously,
a landslide.
Other than his modding skills, like, I do the back end work. Nobody else really knows except for the UC Superman. Haven't seen UC in quite a while. Now, that's what Blue said. But the other thing about Blue is, like, he helps streamers out in ways that a lot of other people wouldn't. Not just from a mod standpoint, like you said, but like I wouldn't have the camera I'm using right now if Blue hadn't sent it to me. Like, he's the reason this camera's here. So I wouldn't have a face cam if he didn't send that to me. He had an extra one, and obviously he could have given it to anybody, but he gave it to me, which helped me grow my channel and my following.
And that's freaking amazing.
We all know.
That's saying he believes in you.
Yeah, that's one
thing.
thing.
Another gift. That's a gift. That's like 2 gifts. And this gentleman, Blue, this man, on top of doing my commands, I'm too afraid to ask for things, and he recognizes that. And
yeah,
the channel, we got the ability to open some emote slots, and I just wasn't asking people for them. I wanted an emote, and my man just went ahead and made me an emote and sent it to me. And I remember sending that to Nina G, and I was almost in tears because that's how much it meant to me. Like, bro, it almost put me in fucking tears. If it didn't put me in tears, because I was so stressed. You know, a lot of people say, like, if you need help, ask for it.
Yeah.
But when you in that point, you're so stressed you can't even ask. And that's kind of where I was in that state. And he just sent that to me, and that made a world of a difference. So
okay, I'm just dropping.
That forever.
I just dropped all my emotes in my in chat just now. Every single one of those I made obviously myself, but the K Couch Cafe one specifically is never going to leave the channel because I made that, and then one day I had cashed in the points for Up and Adam and put it on his wall, and his now wife, she put it up there, and so I took he took a picture of it for me. I took out the background, and that's her drawing version of my emote. So,
that's freaking amazing.
There'll forever be an Up and Adam family, Up and Adam couple right now, but probably family in the future, emote on this channel. And so yeah, that's never leaving. I don't care how long I'm here for, how long I stream for, that's always going to be there.
And those stories are what make those emotes so special.
OG, the business. How you doing, man?
The business, what it do, family?
And it's going pretty good. We got Mammery right here. We're coming up on the last 20 minutes or so of this interview before we have our closing remarks. It's been fun so far. I've gotten some good conversation with them. We've gotten some pretty good answers of questions and stuff, and it's just good company with you guys in chat. Mammery's here. You always love talking to people like Mammery. He's probably one of the most genuine people I know.
Appreciate you.
Another question I have now. We've brought up some pretty good people in this community. Now, who would you say? This isn't ranking anybody or anything like that. It's just, who are some of the people who have become your friends despite never meeting them in real life that you gained through this community? Name a couple of them for me.
The list goes on and on. I mean, it's really...
I know it's a tough ask for sure.
It's a tough question.
There's so many people.
Question.
But
there's probably 25 people I could name.
Oh, gee, curing 200 bits. Thanks for 200 bits, man. I greatly appreciate that, man. I'll give you an example. I'll give you some of the names of people that I definitely feel like are genuinely like good friends of mine now. Big Evo. Him and I talk every now and then. Anytime I'm in chat, we kind of just poke fun at each other. Unrequested emotes are best. Okay, don't know what that's about, but okay. Ammo?
He's saying, those are unrequested ones? He's just saying, he sent it as a surprise, which is just astonishing for the person getting them.
Yeah. Okay, now I understand what he's saying. Okay. There are all the emotes I've made for peeps. Yeah, those... I mean, I can't see them on here, but when I watch the stream recap, I'll be able to see them.
They're awesome.
But X Ammo is another guy that I talk to quite frequently. Laser Beam. And
those are some amazing people.
Lastly, last two, Clap, obviously. That's a really good guy. And Mick Millie I've actually had some really good conversations with, too.
Mick Millie seems like a great person. I don't know.
And Miss Rob Gaming, too. Those are the 6 people I talk to the most, like, outside of Twitch chats.
I don't know. This is why I have a hard time. Like, a lot of these people that I've met, even if we, like, be trolling each other or anything,
yeah.
I got their backs, ride or die.
Absolutely.
So I can't really, like, I mean, what they've done for me, and what this kid, like, just, let me say this as a whole, because there's so many people that contributed to this, like, Twitch literally is my family, bro. Like, it's my family. Like, Twitch is my family.
Yeah, Twitch is definitely, like, for me
And
too.
Twitter, Twitch and Twitter.
Twitch and Twitter are definitely like extended families for me too. Like, around that time is actually when I hopped into the community the first time. That was a couple days after my mom passed away, and so I was around, and I first got into there, and it was Fendler's chat first. I started talking to everybody. Nobody actually knew about what was going on until I posted about us going down to San Diego for the actual ceremony. And that night I still decided to stream. And I think without raids or anything, I think I had like 15 people pretty solid for a solid like hour and a half that I was streaming for. And I posted that had happened, and then I posted I needed some positive vibes. And I had 14 people in there doing nothing but giving me positive vibes that day. And that's kind of what this community has become for a lot of us, is just a second family, or for maybe even a couple people out there, their main family at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as you get older, you realize your family isn't always by blood.
Yeah.
And, people who genuinely care, and they can make that impact on your life, that means you could potentially make that positive impact on someone else's life. You don't know when that opportunity is going to be. You don't know when it's going to happen, but
yeah,
some of the DMs that I get, I've definitely done that for people.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Hopefully, not to toot my own horn, but hopefully they can spread more love, and then the people that they spread love to can spread more love. And I'm not going to be the one who blows up, but hopefully if it can inspire the person, or inspire the person who inspires the person who inspires the person who blows up in positivity and love, then I mean, shoot, this is all, this is a community project, so to speak. So to have my part, however small it might be, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I do think that there's a lot of people here that have very similar mindsets to like people like people like us, basically, where any support we give isn't really we don't ask for anything in return. A lot of us are like that, and that's what's good about this community, because somebody could be super generous in one community, but they don't expect anything back from people. All I expect people to do occasionally is just pop in here and say hi when I'm streaming. I don't expect much else, because as a streamer, you can't really expect much to begin with. You gotta accept what you get and be happy with it, and that's what I've been able to do this entire time.
Yeah, I don't expect, because I'm into someone's stream, I expect nothing in return. I'm in their stream because I love it. I mess with them in some sort of capacity, and just life happens. I get it. And,
yeah.
You have a lot of people, hey man, sorry I haven't been here. It's like, shoot, you get here when you can, and if you can't, that's okay. If we bonded once, we always be bonded.
Exactly. Once you've been in a chat once, especially after you followed that person, you know when they're live, and you don't always have time to hop in their channel, but when you have time and you do hop in, that's all a streamer really cares about, is when you can, and it's not like inconveniencing you in any way. Hell yeah, pop in,
Not even, for me, not even when you can, it's when you want to.
Well, that too. But like you've seen it on my personal Twitter feed for the last couple weeks. I go to YouTube channels, I watch their channel, their videos, and I make sure people know that they have videos up, because I know that I have a lot of people that follow me, and I know a lot of people look at what I post quite often, even if it's just something random, and I like to know that I can maybe push some people towards some good content that are made by some great people.
And that provides like a genuine satisfaction. Like, I think that's almost better than you being successful. It provides such a fulfillment.
And I just hope that, like, when I raid people or whatever, because I posted like a end of the year like thing that I wanted to do, and if anybody noticed, I didn't really put much of my goals towards myself, besides like maybe reaching 200 subscribers on YouTube. That's something I've wanted for a long time. And reaching 1K here, and I actually got the 1K a couple days ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
And my other ones were helping people get affiliated and hoping some of my closer friends can get partnered. You know, the Murphy D's, the Luch, the Big Evo. You know, I want to see those guys be partnered because I know they'll do great things with their platform when they do.
K-Couch, I remember you rated me, I think it was probably like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, but man, I loved it, bro. You hit me when I wasn't expecting it, and I think it was like 15 or 16 people, man.
Yeah, that was...
that was awesome, bro.
I think
I ever will forget that.
I think Lou traded me that day, and I stayed on for another 15, 20 minutes because somebody raided me, and I think it was Luch. And I tried to find someone to raid. I saw you had like a couple people in there, and I'm like, okay, this is a good one.
I think I might have had like one person. It's either Nina G or McClure. We always.
Yeah, I try to raid people who are like below 10 viewers when I raid people because it's like. And I was like, oh, Mammery, I've never raided him before, and that's why I sent it your way too. I try to raid new people who are at low, or people that have low viewer numbers.
I want you to know, like, that's the impact. Like, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that.
And like, anytime I get raids, like I mentioned, I love any raid I get, no matter how many people are in them. Because once again, it's a trust level between you and the other person that's unspoken.
Yes.
Like if I hit whoever I hit with a raid today, it's because I know they have good content. I know they can hold whoever I shoot them over with, you know? And like I'm thinking right now, it might be McMillie if she's still on. It might be Average Joker. I don't know yet. But whoever it goes to is someone I think is gonna be able to hold people in there and definitely deserve the raid.
Absolutely, and you know it doesn't always go your way.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't always, but you know, you just hope that it.
I think that makes it funnier too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, what
only
the heck just happened?
Only times I ever like when I raid people, all I'm there for is to see their reaction to the raid. Nothing's more fun than watching people's reaction to those.
Oh, that's the best part.
Especially if it's someone with like a very low count, and they're just like sometimes when they have those low counts, they're also like having not so great days either. So to be able to brighten up their day just to send people into them, it's like that's all I want.
Regardless of what happens in your stream, you cannot tell me that's not a W. To put a smile on someone's face for even 15 seconds, my gosh.
Yeah, I remembered when Johnny Madden was a smaller streamer. I think he was still like streaming. I think it was on his couch. It might have been GED or WTF Wapad. It's one of those three, right? I remember him raiding them with like fucking 70 people, and
that's fucking awesome.
I sat there for it and I watched their reactions, and I mean, to be fair too, I get a lot of reactions just for popping into chats. Can somebody handle that bot right there that's trying to make me famous, please? Thank you. I hate those wannabe famous bots so fucking much. That's the one part of Twitch I don't like is those stupid bots. But that's one out of like 100 reasons, and the other 99 are ones I really like Twitch for. But like, we've seen it, just me popping into anybody's chat, no matter who they are, I typically get a reaction just for being there, you know, and that's something that I don't talk too much about, and it's definitely not like me trying to boost myself up in any way. It's just, I like seeing those reactions. I like knowing that just a mere presence of somebody can make someone react the way they do.
Absolutely, man. Making people happy, you know?
Okay.
And I think that is important. It's not selfish, it's not boosting, because it's like, if you have a great relationship with someone, like, put a smile on their face, that's different than this bot coming in here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that's a great thing. It says a lot about yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so we're coming up on the closing moments here of the stream. We got about 6 minutes left right now. Is there any closing remarks you'd like to make for chat?
No, not really. I mean, if chat has any questions, I mean, I'm open for anything.
Go check
But,
out. Okay, Blue just shouted out Savage Eric. I don't know who that is. I don't know if I just got hit with a raid or something. But if anybody has any questions for Mammery before we do the closing, like the closing talk.
I thank you for everything, Kate.
Affiliate grinder. Oh, he's suggesting a raid spot.
Yeah, Savage is one of my buddies.
Okay, let me look real quick. If he's live, he might be where we go to. He might be who we go to. Okay, you might lose audio with me for a second while I check this. Okay, Blue, I need you to drop that link again because I just got in the chat.
No, like, why are you saying
Oh, did you try the thing yet?
Alright, let me see. Savage Eric 1990 or 999.
No.
I just want to know
I had, when I woke up this morning, Barrett was still sitting there, so I
How many people does he got in here right now?
That's in there for...
One? Okay, hell yeah. I think that's where we're going to go with this.
What's all this?
It's just apparently I have to do.
Okay, anyway, okay, yeah, that's a good raid spot. Blue, I think we're going to definitely be doing that. Okay, so since there's no questions, let's go ahead, Mammery, and let's go ahead and have your closing remark here.
Okay, well, closing remark, just thank you so much, everybody, for allowing me this opportunity. Thank you, K-Couch. If anybody ever has any questions or anything, I really try to do my best for the best standpoint possible, but, you know, sometimes I make mistakes, and we all do, and that's a beautiful process.
Before you finish that, McClure did ask a question. If you won the lottery, what would be the first thing you would buy yourself?
Oh, if I won a lottery, the first thing I would buy you all?
By himself.
The first thing I would buy myself, I would buy a mansion in Malibu.
A mansion in Malibu. That's actually really good. It's expensive, but obviously you won the lottery. But yeah, that's a good spot to do it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just have a nice mansion in Malibu. Get all of us together. Have a great time.
Okay, so with that being said, thank you for taking time out of the day to be here. I know you got something to go do as well when you're done with this. I hope, however, the rest of your day goes, it ends up going the way the positive way. And
it couldn't be any other way after this. This was awesome, man. Much love to you, brother.
Hopefully, we'll be able to have you in when Artem's live, which will be this Sunday. We don't have a lockdown time yet, but just so you guys know that are in chat, Artem will be the next guest on the podcast. So,
absolutely, bro. That sounds awesome, man.
All right, Mammery, you have the best day you can possibly have, and I'll obviously talk to you on Twitter for a bit, probably later on today.
All right, you all take care. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, K-Couch. Thank you so much, chat. Much love and respect.
All right, man. See ya.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, so with that, let's go ahead and ship this off to Savage Eric 99. Blue suggested this guy. He's on the affiliate grind. He's only got one person in there, so let's go ahead and make his day with hopefully a great raid here. All of you, I hope, will stick around for it and give him a lot of love and help him reach the goal that most of us have already been able to reach. That's the correct place, right, Blue, if you're still in here? Is that the correct profile pic? Alright, just making sure. Alright, guys, make sure you drop my emotes if you have them. Make sure you give him some love in chat, and make sure you refresh so he gets his viewership. Please stick around a little bit. He's on the affiliate grind. Let's try to push him over the hump today. And with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow with who knows what.
How are you?